Hello everyone and welcome to the first video of this channel. I am your host, the medieval troglodyte, and today we will be talking about a game that is very dear and near to my heart, and that is Warlords 3 Darklords Rising. Now, when you say turn-based fantasy strategy games, the first thing that comes to mind would be Heroes of Might and Magic, of course, but some people who are a bit more versed in the PC gaming history would probably also bring up names such as Master of Magic or Age of Wonders or even Disciples. But there is one franchise of this genre that is kind of forgotten now, and that is Warlords. Now, there were some real-time strategy games called Warlords Battlecry, which, yeah, I mean, technically they are part of the same series, but those are again real-time strategy games. No, I'm going to talk about the last game of the turn-based ones. I first encountered this one in 1998, in autumn 1998, through a demo version, and that demo version contained the tutorial and I don't know, something else, probably another map. I don't know, I don't remember very much. I only remember the tutorial version. But I finally found the full version on the internet many years ago, and a couple of months ago, or maybe just a month ago, the game has been released on GOG, so you can now legally own it. Now, what is Warlords 3 Darklords Rising? It is a standalone expansion pack, a bit of history. Warlords 3 Reign of Chaos was the base version of the game, and it was very disappointing. I have never played that one. Apparently, it only had a campaign and a few custom maps, and it did not have a random map generator. And you know, I mean, in these sorts of games, you need a random map generator. But they released a standalone expansion pack later on called Darklords Rising, which has every single contact that the Reign of Chaos had, plus much more. This game has so many options, so much content. For one, yeah, I mean, you have campaigns, you have scenarios. There aren't that many scenarios, unfortunately. Warlords 2 had a lot more scenarios, but it does have a very competent random map generator, and you can create, you know, a lot of cool maps with it. Now, the base gameplay is, you know, at the first glance, it is very similar to other games of this type. I mean, you start out with a city and with a hero and, you know, maybe a unit or two, and you know, there are a bunch of neighboring cities flying around the map, and you have to go capture them, and you have to go kill your opponents, basically. But it does have a lot of charm to it, and a lot of features that are absent in other members of this genre. Now, this game does not feature a tactical combat element. Now, for some people this might be very disappointing. You know, some people might not even give it a try because, you know, they want some tactical combat from this sort of game. But trust me that it works. Okay, this is a very fast-paced game. Sorry, this game, I mean, it's made to be fast-paced, and it's fast-paced even in multiplayer. The turns go by really quickly, and there is actually a lot of strategy involved in it. The strategy takes place, you know, outside of combat, let's say, because the combat is automated. So it's all about the preparation. For example, each army can consist of a maximum of 8 units, a stack, so to say, and there are many different types of units, and almost each one of them has sort of special ability. And so what you want to do is you want to mix and match them. For example, if you want to siege a city, you will want to bring along a couple of siege units which gives you a bonus to attack. There are obviously heroes, and the heroes are not necessary for armies. This isn't Heroes of Might and Magic, but the heroes are indeed very powerful. Obviously, they can level up through combat or through completing quests. Yes, there is a quest system in this game. In this game, you can pick up quests in town, and they are randomly generated, of course, and they range from capturing a city or I don't know, searching a ruin or obtaining a certain sum of gold or raising a city. Yes, you can raise cities in this game. You can destroy them, which could be a very useful tactic. You can use the scorched earth tactic, which can be very powerful. And so when they get enough experience, they level up, and they get new skills based on their character class. Yes, heroes have classes, of course, and you have stuff like warrior or I don't know, or maybe not. No, there is a warrior. There's paladins, clerics, vampires. Yes, vampires are a class in this game, and many more. And you can pick various skills, and you can also pick up spells. You can also learn spells, and spells are very powerful. The problem is that mana is not that easy to come by. Mana requires mana crystals, and you can find them during your exploration, during questing, and the amount of mana crystals that you can find is quite limited. But again, the magic is powerful, so it balances out. Now, a cool feature is that along the map there are these ruins. I don't know if they are actually called ruins, I don't remember. And you explore them, and only your heroes can explore them. Well, you know, quote unquote explore them. It's a dialogue window which says, you know, your hero has encountered a dragon, and your hero is victorious. And afterwards, you find some goodies in that ruin. You find money, you find artifacts. Obviously, there are artifacts that your heroes can have, and they are super powerful. I mean, potentially they can be super powerful, or if you are really lucky, you can get some allies. And I mean, if after a quest you find a couple of dragons as potential allies, as potential units that you can have in your group, well, that is very powerful. Now, a funny thing is that your heroes can actually die when they explore these ruins, so it can happen. It's very rare, but it can happen. Like if you have even an 8th or 9th level hero, and I believe that the maximum level is 10, so even if you have a high level hero, you can encounter something stupid in a dungeon, like a wolf, and says your hero has encountered the wolf and was slain, and that's it. Your 9-level hero is now dead. Sorry, you have to reload your game. I hope you saved it. By the way, you can easily abuse this game against the AI, of course. When you shift click on an enemy army, it tells you have you know, X out of 10 chance of defeating this enemy, and you know, you can save and you can reload as many times as you want to achieve the results that you want with the minimum amount of losses. So you know, I mean, you can cheat like this if you want. Honestly, I kind of cheat, not in random maps, but in the campaign, yeah, I did cheat, because in the campaign it sucks. Like if you lose your 9-level hero to something stupid, like again a random event in a dungeon, that sucks, man. That really sucks. But like I said, this game is extremely customizable to the point where you can create your own factions. For example, you can decide which units your faction is going to have. So if you want to have a faction which only has dragons, well, you can do that. Now, dragons are very expensive and take a lot of time to build, so I don't think that that kind of strategy is useful. But if you want to, then go for it. There are two resources, like I said, mana, and there is also gold, and gold is used to install quote-unquote units inside a castle. To build units, building units does not cost gold, it only takes time. There is a unit upkeep, but honestly, it's very low, so I mean, don't get me wrong, money is very useful, because whenever you capture a town, you have to set up some sort of unit production there, and that does cost money. And obviously, the more powerful the units, the more money it costs. I believe that dragons cost 1500 gold, which is quite a lot. But then with the gold, you can also hire mercenaries or hire extra heroes, and this is through random events. I mean, the game is based on randomness a lot. And yeah, another thing that that is worth mentioning is the fact that there is a system in Warlords called vectoring. Now, what vectoring means is that you can basically teleport. This is the best word to use. You can teleport units from one castle to another. Okay, so let's say that you have a big map and you have a lot of castles in the back, and you know, in order to get the units to walk from, you know, from the back of the map to the front lines, that would take a lot of time. But you can use vectoring instead, and it's not instant, it takes 2 turns, so there is some sort of strategy involved. It's not instant, but it's very useful. And I mean, this is one of the core mechanics of the game. Regarding the customizability, you can also customize the rules of the game. I mean, the types of victory conditions that you can have. Honestly, when it comes to customizability, only, you know, from what I have personally played, only Civilization 4 comes this close. Okay, so this game has a lot, and I mean a lot of replay value. Now, regarding to the graphics, I'm not going to talk about it too much, but honestly, I like the way it looks. I think it aged very well. Yeah, I mean, like a lot of other strategy games, not necessarily strategy games, but 2D games from the late 90s. Yeah, I think it still holds up to this day. Also, every unit has its own portrait, which is very beautifully drawn. There are some very nice pictures. Unfortunately, I cannot find any, you know, high resolution pictures. They are very low res, sadly. The sounds are stock, there is nothing to them. The music is quite nice, but the problem with the music, I don't know if this is because of the GOG version, but basically what happens is that during your turn, a track starts to play, and then as soon as you hit the end turn button, and like I said, the turns go by very fast, so this takes like less than 10 seconds. During the enemy's turn, another track starts, and once their turn stops, and your turn comes back, I mean, there's another track, and it's very chaotic. So honestly, if you want to listen to this game's music, play it in a separate player in the background and turn the music off in the game. Another thing, another feature that I wish that many more games would have is that when and a lot of games of this type, a lot of 4X strategy games, is that once you have captured a sufficient number of castles, like let's say you have like 2/3 of the castles on the map, the other factions say, okay, you won, because again, I mean, yeah, you've won essentially, because the enemies can't do anything much against you. Regarding the AI, the AI is quite competent on the last difficulty level. I mean, you can easily lose if you're not careful, especially during the scenarios. Like I said, it has campaigns which are, you know, they're not that great. I mean, it's not StarCraft level or anything, but you know, they're okay, they're nice. There are some custom maps, but if you want more, then you can go to, I believe it's called warlords.com. I believe this is the name of the website, where you can find a lot more maps and campaigns and a lot more content for you. So yeah, I hope that I have convinced you to give this game a try, because I think that it deserves attention. And by the way, I have searched for reviews of this game on YouTube, and I have not found any. I don't know, maybe there are, and I have not found them. But I believe that this is the first review for this game online. I mean, first video review. So you have exclusive content on this channel. So if you liked it, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to PewDiePie.